Mr. Speaker, we also knew that the exchange rate was all over the place. For almost 8 years, we had borrowed on the market over $60 billion, and yet we could not manage the cedi. $60 billion was thrown at the cedi, but we ended up with the cedi being selling at 17 cedis. That was the situation that we inherited. Mr. Speaker, today, some people are complaining that this economy, we pumped in $1.4 billion and they have never had it before. But they were comfortable to pump $60 billion into that economy and they never complained. But Mr. Speaker, it is a fact that we never pumped $1.4 billion into the economy. What we put into the economy was forex that was generated by the economy. Mr. Speaker, a very simple question. If you set up a gold board, and that gold board that you set up, our importers into the country go to the banks, and they say that they need let's say $250 million in 1 week to import goods into this country. You take that money and you say, gold board, can you buy gold with this money? Bring us the forex, so we give them the $250 million that they need to import. Is that money not emanating from the economy? Or gold is not for Ghana. So if you decide to use gold board to buy gold and you make it available to meet your auction in the market, that is not injection of funding into the economy. That is pure intermediation of forex. And people who call intervention do not know that there's what we call intermediation in the forex market. And so on the average, the gold board was delivering $1 billion into the economy to fund forex. And people cannot understand why we are able to hold the cedi, because we're getting $1 billion to do that. So my brothers who are all over the place talking about injection, intervention, please revise your note. We were simply intermediating with resources that were generated by the economy. Mr. Speaker, when we inherited this economy, cocoa for 6 months gave us only $500 million. Under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, cocoa delivered $1.8 billion in just the same period of 6 months. And I asked the question, so what do you want us to do with the $1.3 billion extra that we made? So if we give that money back to the economy, you say we have injected money. But what were you expecting? We should go and put those monies in our houses? Obviously, we don't need them in our houses. We need them to enable people get forex to import. And it is the reason we have been able to manage the forex, said that today you can actually get a dollar for less than 11 cedis. Mr. Speaker, having turned the corner and addressed these vulnerabilities, we are now moving to the next phase of the economy under the 2026 budget. Mr. Speaker, the next phase of the 2026 budget, we are intending that we will continue to hold the macroeconomic variables that we have worked so hard to improve. So, Mr. Speaker, in 2026, the inflation that you are seeing will begin to behave again. Mr. Speaker, interest rates are going to behave. Mr. Speaker, the exchange rate will behave, because the people who are managing them are themselves behaving. And when you behave, the economic variables cannot misbehave. We were in a country where for 8 years, because of recklessness and lack of behavior on the part of those managing the economy, all that the variables knew was to misbehave. So inflation was misbehaving at 54%. Today, inflation is behaving, because we are asking inflation stay within the medium-term band of 8% plus or minus 2, and they will continue to behave in 2026. Interest rates are behaving. Now we are able to lend and borrow at 14%. We will continue to make sure that interest rate behave around that figure. Mr. Speaker, the exchange rate has behaved. Everybody knows that. That today the exchange rate fears to go anywhere near 12 cedis, not to talk about 17 cedis. It will continue to behave under the new arrangement that we are putting together in 2026. Mr. Speaker, in 2026, we are going to see a drastic transformation of the Ghanaian economy. The big push is to create the enabling environment for us to renew our infrastructure and transform our economy. Mr. Speaker, the energy sector is going to see an improvement and transformation. We are going to build new power plants. Mr. Speaker, we are intending to solve the problem of fuel in the generation of energy. And as a result, the Minister for Energy and the Minister for Finance are working to ensure that we add another processing plant, which will be able to create no less than 150 million standard cubic feet of gas. And that will be a transformation that the people of Ghana know. Mr. Speaker, there will be transformation in aviation. Today, we know that Terminal 2 is not working. We want to make sure that Terminal 2 works, and we will build a Concorde from Terminal 2 to Terminal 3. So you can actually come to Ghana through Terminal 2, and you need to transit through Terminal 3. You just board a Concorde, and you are in Terminal 3. We want to build a multi-story car park for those of you who miss your flight, because anytime you get there in the evening, you cannot get to the car park. We want to build multi-story car parks to ensure that when you are traveling, you have places to park your car and you will not be missing your flight again. Kojo, you will not miss your flight like you did the last time. Mr. Speaker, in addition to that, we want to make sure that we transform domestic aviation. So we will expand the Wa Airport, we will expand the Sunyani Airport, and we will build a new airport in Bolgatanga. Mr. Speaker, that is the work that His Excellency is bringing to Ghana. Again, when our people arrive here and they need to rest, we want to put up a state-of-the-art hotel at the heart of Terminal 3 so that people can sleep there, take their flight, and go away like we do when we get to Ethiopia and we're able to sleep in Addis Ababa. Today, we want to do that here. And it takes His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to do that for the people of Ghana. Mr.